Assalamu alaikum. With the grace of Allah, the Almighty, IEEE European Chapter and the European Public Law Organization co-hosted an event at the United Nations, Geneva, on Friday, the 19th of April 2024. The title of the event was Water Reuse as a Pathway to Tackle Water Scarcity. This conference was an action which falls within the interest of the United Nations activities as outlined under the United Nations Water Programme and refers to the accomplishment of the Sustainable Development Goal 6, which is to ensure the availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all by 2030. The event started with the introduction of 5 keynote speakers and guests. The IEEE delegation from the UK, Germany, and Switzerland participated in this conference. The event started with the introduction by the Ambassador Dr. George Papadatos, head of the Permanent Observer of the EPLO at the United Nations. He then invited speakers to present their reports. The chairman of IEEE EU presented a report on how we can process rainwater and greywater for reuse. The presentation included 2 case studies for projects in Tuvalu and Niger. Following presentations, the floor was opened for a question and answer. The event concluded with a note of thanks from the Ambassador George Papadatos. The IEEE team held separate meetings with the UN Human Rights team as well as other NGOs to discuss future collaborations. By the sheer grace of Allah, the series of successful meetings and events enabled the introduction of IEEE and Jamaat-e-Ahmadiyya to over 50 professionals from Asia, Africa, Europe, and America.
Let me say hello to everyone, and we have just concluded a very interesting event in the United Nations, just underneath the Human Rights Council. It had to do with water. We had an array of excellent presentations, and what I want to stress is the collaboration between the European Public Law Organization and IEEE.
Assalamu alaikum. Essentially, we have come here, IEEE, to promote the Jamaat and the work of IEEE in respect to Water for Life projects. Here.
My name is Chrissy Laspidou, and I'm a professor at the University of Thessaly and the Vice President of Collaborations at Water Europe. Very happy to be at this event where we covered water. In general, we focused on water scarcity. It was such a pleasure to be among very distinguished speakers.
By the grace of Almighty Allah, we had a very successful conference today on water. And it was a collaboration between EPLO, the observers of United Nations, and IEEE today. And we had a good audience, and they raised very useful questions.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Tahir Mansoor Ajmal, responsible for Water for Life in the IEEE. Alhamdulillah, we had opportunity to attend this event on the behalf of Jamaat and IEEE. It provided us excellent opportunity to expose and tell about Jamaat.
I'm Yannis Katsogiannis, the director of the Institute of Sustainable Water Management and Water Law of the European Public Law Organization. And today we had the privilege and the honor to organize a side event on water scarcity together with the International Association of Ahmadi Architects and Engineers. And the subject of the discussion today is very topical and very crucial because water is really the most precious thing that we have.
MTA News, Switzerland.